Hey there, GRRR travelers. Today in this video, I'm sharing 3 super smart ways that you can protect your digital privacy when traveling and crossing US borders. This video is going to be packed with information so that you can choose what best vibes for you and your travel style. If you are traveling to the US or returning home to the US from an international trip, this is air, land, or sea, protecting your digital privacy is more important than ever. These days, our personal phones are our lifelines, and expressing our opinions and exercising freedom of speech is our human right. It deserves to be protected. U.S. border policies are changing fast. Both travelers and U.S. citizens have been facing stricter searches due to a crackdown on immigration. It's been the most aggressive we've seen so far, as it's been detaining legal citizens and foreign travelers for weeks. Detainment happens quickly, and most don't have adequate time to even notify their loved ones. If you are a U.S. citizen that travels, or you are a female solo traveler who is feeling nervous and decentered about traveling to and from the U.S., it's understandable. In my last video, I shared that the CBP, or the Customs and Border Protection, has been pulling out travelers coming through immigration to do electronic searches or phone searches. If you have other devices, they can be subject to search too. They can confiscate your phone. Now, American travelers are subject to these searches as well. It's important to keep it in perspective. Not everyone will be pulled out of line to do a phone search. But if you want to know more about the CBP's electronic search, your legal rights, and tips moving forward, watch last week's video. I also did a very detailed breakdown in my blog. It's an important primer. Check it out. I will link to it in my description box. So, what CBP red flags should you avoid when passing through immigration? When you're at immigration answering their simple questions, they're trying to determine a number of things: your purpose of visit, intent to stay, where you're staying, your background and travel plans, maybe even your financial situation. What they're doing is they're looking for any proof of unauthorized or undocumented work. So seemingly innocent work in exchange for free accommodations can flag you. As we found out from a backpacker who was detained for 19 days for exchanging household chores for room and board. They're looking for money laundering, illegal activity, or hints that you might be staying longer than your visa times allot. Hint of these things can flag you for a search. The CBP can also scrutinize social media and cash-paying apps or even online behavior. If you're engaged in any politically sensitive content or protests, they could flag you as well. Now, knowing this, what are the 3 smart ways to protect your digital privacy while traveling? Number 1, you can use a secondary phone or a dedicated travel phone. Some folks like to call this burner phones because they see them in movies, usually in situations where characters are fleeing and they don't want to get caught. But I assure you, the concept of having a secondary phone is a lot more common than you think. Certain job places will give you a phone that's used strictly for business purposes so that you can keep your personal life and your workplace business separate. You can easily buy a used or refurbished smartphone, or you might even have an older generation phone laying around the house because it's just been too old to trade in for an upgrade. The benefits of traveling with a dedicated travel phone is that if your phone gets lost or stolen in another country or even confiscated by the CBP, you don't lose your entire life because there's nothing sensitive on it. No financial data, no work emails, no personal messages that could be misinterpreted. Now, what should you put on your travel phone? You could download basic travel apps for navigation, booking, hotels, currency converters, and basically anything that can help you navigate a new destination with confidence. Next, have important contacts for emergencies, like the number of your embassy, an emergency contact of a friend or family member, and the local 911 number. Be sure you write all of this down somewhere, because if your phone ever gets confiscated or stolen or goes dead, then you have something to refer to. Next, you want to get a local SIM or an eSIM. Why? No roaming charges, and it makes your phone disposable. If confiscated, you won't miss out on any important work, family, or friend calls. Now, I used to buy local SIMs when I traveled, but it got to be a little bit too much of a hassle and a hustle. So now I use GRRRL eSIM. I love it because it lets me activate my data plan before I land in my destination. So no fumbling for Wi-Fi at the airport. I also like that you can activate it and top it off from a mobile app. Next, you can use a password manager that stores all your passwords in one safe and encrypted place. You want to avoid saving your logins on your device in your web browser where it can be hacked or easily accessed. There's some free password managers, but I use Dashlane. It has a free version that stores up to 25 passwords, which is more than enough to get by if you're traveling. I have a premium annual subscription, and what I love about it is it syncs across devices, and it also auto-fills my logins. I will share my referral link down below. The first 4 signups, we both get 6 months free. The next tip is for folks who are thinking, but I need my main phone. Don't worry, I got you. If you use your personal phone, definitely check out my video linked in the description where I walk you through securing your phone before entering immigration lines. The second smart tip for protecting your digital privacy while traveling is to back up your phone to the cloud and then do a factory reset. A factory reset wipes all local data off your phone. It makes it harder for someone to access your personal files because everything will revert to default mode. But before you do this, you want to make sure that you back up your phone onto the cloud storage first and then log out of your account. You want to do this ahead of time because this requires a stable Wi-Fi connection. You don't want to do this on a plane, and you don't want to do it when you land in the US. Additionally, some travelers have recently reported seeing TSA and ICE at the gates. So in the advent that policies change and we start seeing TSA and ICE doing surprise visits, then you want to consider doing this well in advance. If you are planning to use your eSIM, you want to download the eSIM app so that you can activate your data plan features after passing through the border. If you are using a physical SIM, then no worries. You can just pop it into your SIM drive and it's good to go. I'll leave a link to my full blog post where I will list any extra resources and tools that I can think of and that I don't mention in this video. A lot of times I will do these videos and then something will occur to me later and I'm like, damn. And that always ends up in my blog post. The last smart tip for protecting your phone when traveling to the US is, and this is for the people who don't want to have to deal with all that phone stuff. You feel like you're going to be okay passing through border questions and it's going to be a breeze. You don't look like one of those demographics that they are profiling. Then these digital health practices will help you protect your social media and online presence for the future. First, you want to use a password manager. I know I said that before, but I'm saying it again. Next, regularly clean your social media and web browsers. Go through the privacy settings of your apps and delete old activity. FYI, this affects your feed and ads that are being shown to you. Apps often hide these settings under privacy or security. You want to go through each of these apps and delete your past history and turn off your history settings so that your activities are not recorded and stored in your accounts. Unfortunately, you have to do this with every platform. Next tip is that you want to consider having a secondary account that is not your personal account. Having an alias account is handy. For example, I have a separate email account that allows me to sign up for discounts and freebies, but it keeps my personal email safe from all the excess spam. On social media, I have GRRRLTRAVELER, which is strictly travel. I have my personal account as well as Tinker's account and Hawaii travel account. So I can log into one account and still check in on life. Now, if you have multiple accounts like me, then it's wise to unlink your logged in accounts, log out of them, and separate them when you travel. You just want to use one account. Regarding social media, you want to put your personal account and any type of sensitive social media posts or political opinion posts on private. The CBP basic search is a superficial search. It will review whatever it can see that's placed on public. When things are on private, it requires a little bit more of an intensive search. Next, you want to be mindful of what you post. We've gotten to be a very reactive society. We live in a time when words can trigger scrutiny. You want to rephrase your opinion in non-keyword triggering ways. Names are keyword triggers that can easily be found on online searches. Instead, use descriptions. So for the Tesla guy, I might say the world's most hated man. For the other guy, I would use the orange blob. There's a myth or like a misunderstanding that a VPN is going to help you to reduce your digital footprint. VPNs are very useful and handy when you travel, but they do not help erase your digital footprint. VPNs are great for bypassing internet censorship in countries like China or Vietnam. What they do is they hide your IP address location by masking it with another country. If you are going to go this path, I highly recommend NordVPN. I will put their information or my referral code in my description box below. I know I just downloaded a ton of travel security information on you. Here's a quick recap. Remember that not everyone's going to be pulled aside by border agents. However, to avoid problems at the border, log out of cloud storage, use a travel phone with minimal personal data. Be mindful of apps and online activity that could trigger scrutiny, or do a factory reset on your phone. You definitely want to keep healthy digital privacy practices by cleaning your phone and apps regularly. Definitely stay updated on travel policies and the current state of the country. Things are changing violently fast. By preparing ahead, you can travel with peace of mind and confidence that you're protecting your digital privacy. Remember to hit like and subscribe for more tips, and stay tuned for my next video on how to stay connected when traveling alone. This is going to be a good one. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, if there's any videos that you would like to see me do. Travel safe, smart, and informed, and may the GRRR be with you.